If you've been on keto for any amount of time, you've probably heard about pasta replacements. So today we're looking at Zoodles or Courgetti. Hey everyone, welcome back to Pop Keto. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're keeping healthy in this time. Today we're having a look at this. Now, depending on where you're from, you're calling it a courgette or a zucchini. So please forgive me if I switch back and forth between them while I'm talking today. If you've been watching one of our videos and you've clicked subscribe while you're watching, just want to say a big thank you to you. We really appreciate your support. If you haven't done that yet, you can join in anytime. Just click that subscribe button. And if you're really keen, click the bell and YouTube will send you a notification when we do put videos out. Okay, into today's cook. So we are talking about pasta replacement. Now, obviously, when we're looking at the keto diet, we're looking at reducing our carbs wherever we can. So today we're looking at replacing spaghetti with this. Now, there are a number of ways you can do this. A lot of supermarkets already sell this now, cut up into zoodles, but there's so many devices at home for you to do it as well. There's electronic ones, there's things like this, which is sort of like a pencil sharpener with a blade, special blade inside of it. We used that for a while. Cleaning it is the worst. So what we found is this. This is just like a peeler or a cheese slicer, and it's got little grooves that go in through it and cut what would be a nice thick shaved piece into little thin strips. So if you have a look there, you can see that that is automatically cut up into thinner bits. So it just works really like a peeler. You're just going down and taking it off, making your way down. Now, one of the factors you need to take into account when you're working with courgette is that there will be extra moisture. So as you're cooking it, it's something you need to be aware of. The most moisture in a zucchini is in the inside where the seeds are. Now, you can turn that part into courgette, but you just need to know that whenever you cook this, there is going to be some liquid, but there are ways to minimize that, and that's what we're going to look at today. All right, so that is zoodles from 3 large zucchini, and that's generally enough to feed our family along with the pasta sauce that goes with it. Cool, well, I am going to quickly whip up a pasta sauce and then we'll do these. Now, keep that in mind. You will want to make sure your pasta sauce is ready to go before you cook your zoodles. They don't take long. All right, so we're going to start this off with a little olive oil, and we're going to add in 1 chopped onion. And we just want them to get a little translucent. Once they are, we're going to add some mushrooms. This is 350 grams. Now, we don't always add mushrooms to our pasta sauce, but I had some lying around that needed to get used up, so we've got them in there now. Now, those mushrooms are going to release some liquid while they're cooking, so we're going to wait for that to come out, wait for that to evaporate, and let that start sizzling again. And you can see all that steam coming up now as that liquid evaporates. All right, so you can see now that some of those mushrooms are starting to get a bit of color on them. That's what we want to see. Look at that one there, yum. All right, so I'm going to take these off the heat now, and I'm just going to put them aside for a moment. Now we're going to start browning off our meat. Might just put in another dash of olive oil, and in we go. Now I'm going to start seasoning this here, so I'm going to add a pinch of salt. And we're going to brown this up really nicely. We want to see some of that Maillard reaction. Okay, so you can see some of that lovely brown coming through now. And that's what we're looking for. Okay, going to turn the temperature down. I'm going to add our veggies back in. Stir that through. All right, I'm going to add some garlic at this point. I'm going to add the equivalent of about 2 cloves of garlic. Stir that through, and we're going to add some passata. Now, passata is really a way of reducing some of the carbs that you'll experience if you're using pasta sauce. Often those pasta sauces have sugar and a few other bits and pieces in there. To be honest, there's probably still better ways to do it than this, but it is a reduction. All right, so while that's warming back up, we are also going to add about a tablespoon of oregano. Oh, smell of that, awesome. And then we're going to add one of my favorite secret ingredients. This is nutritional yeast, and I'm adding a big fat tablespoon / soup spoon worth of that. All right, a little bit of a taste. Need some salt. so it's another pinch of salt in there, and could use some acid. So I'm just going to throw in a splash of balsamic vinegar. Now this sauce is actually quite similar to the sauce that we used when we made our low carb lasagna. Bit of a variation on the theme, but still very tasty. Try it again. A little bit of pepper, and then I think we're done. Cool, I'm gonna move this to the burner behind me and we'll do the courgette. All right, so we're gonna cook the zoodles now. We've got our pan ready to go. Now, what you need to know about zoodles. Now, as I've said, these are gonna release some liquid. They don't take long to cook at all, and once you see that liquid coming out, they're done. So we're gonna put some oil in this. We're gonna have it at a medium heat, throw it in, flip it around a little bit, make sure it all gets into contact with the surface of the pan. And once we see that liquid coming out, they're done. We pull them off. Sauce is ready, we serve up. So here we go. Start with a bit of oil. We'll let that heat up. All right, that's nice and warm. We put in the courgette. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna let it sit for a little while, flip it around a bit, let it sit a little bit, flip it around a bit. Just so it warms everything through. This should only take a few minutes. You can see some of the noodles are starting to break down a bit, get a bit translucent. You don't want much more than that. Okay, see that liquid starting to come out just there? That's it. I'm calling time, turning this off. All right, serve up a couple of bowls. Okay, get some zoodles in there. Bit of our pasta sauce. And a few shades of the old Parmesan. And that, my friends, is an awesome dish. You can see there, we've got the zoodles, we've got the pasta sauce, we've got the cheese. What more can you want? Best way to eat this is to mix it all together, let the sauce coat the zoodles. The zoodles are still releasing a little bit of moisture, so if your sauce is nice and thick, it'll actually help balance it out nicely. So this is a great family meal. It's a great meal if you're having people around who are not eating keto. You can make the pasta sauce. If you really need to, you can boil some pasta for them, make some zoodles for yourself. Easy, everyone's winning. So guys, hope you've enjoyed that. If you have, please hit the like button. Please subscribe to the channel. Over here, you can do that by clicking this button. If you want to see some of the other stuff we've done, here's another video for you, and we'll see you next week. Thanks, everyone.